Hello, introverts and extroverts. Most importantly, happy Pride Month. And if you're watching this outside of Pride Month, why are you here so late? Anyways, I hope you like the new look. Well, yeah, I know I'm wearing the same thing, but I did take the time to decorate a little bit around here. Getting back on topic about Pride Month, if you didn't know already, which you probably should by now, I am pansexual. Usually I don't mention it much, but the last few videos, well, the last few story times, I've had to clarify, just because I've seen a lot of people asking and, you know, or it would be regarding that topic. But this video is all about my pansexuality, meaning that I should take the time to actually talk about it. If you don't know what that silly little word means, pansexuality is a subcategory of bisexuality, and since bisexuality is a broad term meaning attraction to two or more genders, pansexuality, which is the attraction to all genders regardless of gender, fits right underneath it. And if you still don't understand, let me use the analogy I always use when people need me to describe the difference between bi and pan. So, some people like pizza, other people like burgers, bisexual people like pizza and burgers, while pansexuals just want to eat. They don't care what kind of food we order or what restaurant we go to. As long as food is provided, we will consume. I can't speak for all pansexuals, obviously, but for me, someone's gender identity doesn't stop me from being attracted to or falling in love with them. As long as they are a consenting adult and there's no cheating, we ballin'. Plus, I feel like personality and how they treat me is so much more important than what someone's parts or chromosomes are. So hopefully I explained that well enough. And no, before you make this joke, I am not sexually attracted to kitchenware. The pan in pansexual translates to all in Latin. Pretty fitting for the sexuality that means attraction to all genders without a preference. Anyways, at the time of this recording, I came out about 5-ish years ago. God, I'm getting old. But before I came out, I had known I was pansexual for quite a while. I think for about 10-ish years now? Jeez, now I feel extra old. Here, let me just, oh, that's better. I didn't even know that queer people were even a thing when I was young. And I mean like under 10 kinda young. I probably would have realized that I was pansexual a lot sooner if I had known it was okay for people like me to just exist. Actually, wait, now that I'm thinking about it, I did know that gay people existed when I was under 10. No one explained it to me, so I didn't realize what the implications of that meant. Let's talk on that for a moment, because now that I'm thinking about it, I remember this very clearly. For context, my two older sisters loved Katy Perry, and I mean loved. I'm talking posters, that one Sims 3 expansion pack, and I think they went to a concert one time. I could be completely wrong on that. One day, my mom was driving my older sisters to dance class. Yes, I was eventually in dance class too. I hated it, but anyway, that's a story time for another day. So naturally, they were listening to Katy Perry on the radio, and the song I Kissed a Girl came on. Me, being a little Catholic girl and only ever seeing straight couples on TV, I tried to make sense of the lyrics because they were confusing me. I kissed a girl, and I liked it, but the voice sounds like a girl too, so how does that work? Oh, maybe I'm just being closed-minded, and the voice is just a dude, but it's in a higher pitch. Like he has a feminine voice, but then again, I saw the posters of Katy Perry, and that's not a man, I don't think. And Katy Perry's a girl's name. Maybe they mean girl as in Katy Perry kissed a guy, that just looked like a girl? But then that would mean the guy is wearing cherry chapstick. And I don't think a guy would like flavored chapstick. Unless they do? Mom? Which one is the boy in this song? Sweetie, they're both girls. You can do that? Don't be so close-minded, Jess. I'm only 6. I wasn't trying to be homophobic on purpose. I just didn't know that gay people existed because children's media back in the late 2000s and early 2010s didn't show gay people, and if it did, it flew right over my head because I wasn't exposed enough. It's not like someone sat me down and told me that it was a thing, right? Like, I remember that one Good Luck Charlie episode where they had, like, that married lesbian couple, but I didn't realize that they were married. I don't know if they mentioned it, but, like, I don't know. I thought they were, like, really good friends who adopted a kid together or something. Oh god, I'm starting to sound like a historian. Anyways, I never really had crushes on people growing up, even though I did have a lot of fictional crushes. As a kid, I was faking real-life crushes because I thought I wasn't developing correctly like other girls my age. And I would constantly be asked if I had a crush on anyone, and nobody would believe me when I said no one. So I thought I just had to say a random guy's name just to get them off my back. I knew that my bullies were only asking me for my crush just to make sure that boy would be disgusted by me, and, you know, in hindsight, the reason I probably didn't form any actual crushes back then is because I didn't really know anything about the people in my class, so therefore I didn't get any feelings for them, because the way I function is I literally have, like, barely any attraction to someone unless I know them at least a tiny bit, like just a tiny bit of information, enough to get a read on what they're like and if they're compatible with me, which is why apps like Tinder were difficult for me, because just getting a picture with details like name, age, and occupation didn't tell me shit about your morals, your goals, who you are as a person, or how you treat other people. Jess? Yes, Sock? Well, just so far, it kinda just sounds like you're rambling. Actually, no, you're probably right, Sock. Just get to the point already. How did you come out to your family? Well, it was by complete accident. A total mistake. A big ol' kerfuffle. Like, in my mind, I hadn't even decided that I was going to come out at some point soon. Like, I knew I was pansexual at that point, I just didn't know how to bring it up, and I didn't know if they would even accept it. So, what exactly happened? I was staying at my oldest sister's house for whatever reason for a tiny bit. I had turned 18 years old a few months ago at that point, and it was at those early stages of the pandemic, you know, when people weren't yet at that stage where it started taking its toll. And my oldest and youngest sister and I were playing some kind of board game, a card game. I honestly don't remember because that entire weekend was just a blur for me. Jeez, maybe coming out made me so nervous I forgot some of my memories. So we were playing some kind of game, and we were just chit-chatting, and at some point, somebody brought up dating. I don't know who, but it wasn't me, and my oldest sister was just teasing us and asked my little sister if she liked girls or boys, and my little sister confidently said boys, and then she turns to me and asked the same thing. Not even raising my head, I just kind of blurt out, "It doesn't matter to me." So I just kind of confessed out of the blue to 2 of my 4 siblings about my pansexuality. You have to tell Mom. No, what? No way! What if she kicks me out? If you don't tell her, I'll do it. So within the next, 30 minutes, I was officially out to my whole entire family. Which, when I talked to my little sister about it, asking if she remembered how I came out, she was just like, yeah, when I think back on it, it was kind of fucked up that we forced you to come out to everyone immediately. Which, thank God, my family was accepting and supportive of my sexuality. My mom was only upset because I didn't tell her in person, but don't blame me. Blame my oldest sister. She essentially forced me to come out against my wishes. It's okay. It's not that deep. It's just, well, I would have been pissed off if my family didn't accept it and they forced me to come out, but they do accept my pan-ness-y thing. So it all worked out in the end, I guess, and every Pride Month my family throws a little party for me and they call it a Sir Pride, and I think that's just really sweet. My mom usually makes a cute little dessert that's pansexual, like color themed. And I'm the first one in my family to come out as any kind of different sexuality than just straight, so I am a trendsetter. Anyone that comes out after me, I'm the OG. And because they were so supportive of me, I never felt uncomfortable telling them about my partners, Sarah and Atlas. The only problem I ever had was with my dad, not because he isn't supportive, it's just that he didn't know what to call my relationship. So, Jess, how is that threesome going? Dad, please don't tell me you were going around telling people I was having a threesome! It's a throuple. You call it a throuple, or a poly relationship, or a polycule. Just not the thing that you just said. With that, I'm comfortable and feel like pansexuality describes my preferences perfectly. I've identified with it for over a decade now, and I've been out for about half of that. And I hope that for those of you who didn't know what pansexuality was, or know anyone who's in a poly relationship, that I'm a good example of that, because I often find that those orientations get misrepresented or confused for other things, or just representation in general doesn't always do it justice. Like I said at the beginning, I don't usually talk about my sexuality too often, but since I get asked that question a lot, now you guys have this video to confirm that. And I figured Pride Month was the perfect time to do so. The reason I usually don't talk about it is because my sexuality isn't all that represents me, but it is still an aspect that's important to me. If you like my content and you want to show it, please give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a silly little comment. I know I say this all the time, but it really does more for me than you think it does, and if you do want to go that extra mile, you can throw some money at my face through Ko-Fi, or become a YouTube member. Like these guys on the side here. So all my links are down below in the description to find me in other places. And now here's some pretty art that you guys have made for me. Instructions on how to submit your own art are in the description as well. I love seeing your guys' art. It always makes me so happy to see how you interpret my character. Also, one more thing before you go. How do you think about the new look? Please tell me that you like it. I need the validation. Miss Cartoonist, you didn't even bother showing me that much. I'm sorry, Sock, but I didn't really have any reason to use you that much for this one. You're just the silly little voice I give to my viewers sometimes. Well, you should find an excuse to use me more often. People love me. Ugh. Well, here's some bloopers, because I got 2 takes this time. It wasn't like the other time I said I had bloopers and there was only 1. I have 2 this time, I promise. Which one's the boy? They're both boys. Wait. No, I'm supposed to say they're both girls. Imagine that's the conclusion that my mom told me instead of Katy Perry kissing a girl. She's like, she fucking They're both boys. Oh my god, I didn't even think of that! So, Jess, how's that threesome going? I can't even say it. Alright, that's all for now from me. Stay safe and stay tuned for the next one. Bye-bye.